Mild spoilers are present in this episode.
Third World Cinema Club.
Welcome to Third World Cinema Club. I'm John Tawasel from the blog Pressing Confusion.
Hey, I'm Princess Kinok of Film Police Reviews.
We have a extra we have an extra
Super
host
extra.
for today. Yan, former Ozine editor. Tsari. Karen May de Vera. Hello.
Yes, hi. Former K-Zone editor.
Ay, K-Zone pala. Akala ko Ozine.
Yes!
Iba pala yun.
Dati sa kids ako nagsusulat, ngayon sa Kakikaya naman.
Yes.
Nagko-contribute sa Cosmo and the Others. May titles. Ayan.
Oh my God, K-Zone, childhood ko yan.
Oh, diba?
Tumanda ako. Or pumutibo ko sa comment na yun.
So this is parang unofficially or officially part of our behind the screen series where we talk to different workers sa filmmaking na hindi lang director or kunyari cinematographer. Although we've talked to some cinematographers before. Today we'll be talking to two very talented costume and wig designers. And they've recently worked for a film called 10 Little Mistresses, streaming now on Prime Video. So, Princess, can you please introduce our two guests for today?
Yes. So the first is a costume designer and whose works have been featured not only in Ten Little Mistresses but also in the recent theater production, si Aray. Walang Aray. Ayan. Sorry. Okay, so in Walang Aray, Mr. J-Lo Conanan.
Hi!
And of course, his riding in tandem in this film.
Gusto ko yan.
Wig
How
designer.
but fashion.
Of course, the outfit cannot be complete without the hair. Wig designer, makeup artist, and photographer, JD Chasa. Oh.
All right. So I guess to start things off, this is a question for the both of you. Could you tell us a little bit about your background and how did you get into working for films?
All right, so as you can see, my background is blurred. Charis! Di ba? Seryoso agad
Pag
yung isa.
ASMR, can you hear
Yes.
that? Nothing.
Anyway. Okay, so for me, of course, growing up as a queer kid, mahilig na talaga ako mag-work into designs. Even when I was elementary, high school, I was exposed in theater productions when I was in high school. Tapos, I think one of my biggest influences is Lady Gaga. She's, my superstar. And I think because of her, kaya rin ako nag-explore into like more of out of this world looks and ideas. And then because sobrang fan ako ni Gaga and I really wanted to do performing, doing concerts, dream ko talagang gawan siya ng music video. So I enrolled to Benilde. So De La Salle College of St. Benilde, I studied Bachelor of Arts in Production Design, also JD. But I think three batches higher than JD. So then mas natutunan ko, I was more exposed into theater designing. So I majored in set design and costume design. And then during college, I tried building my networks na rin and my team because, as designer, or as a person working in this kind of industry, it's difficult to push through your career when you're doing it alone. So one of the things that I did is I built my team, and those are my kids actually. So yung mga nakshis ko, they are my kids because when I was in college, ang ginagawa ko, bumabalik ako dun sa high school ko. I was teaching theater, so production management, performing, production design. So gumagawa kami ng shows doon, and I was the artistic director, and that was from 2013 to 2019. So na-stop siya before the pandemic. So yung mga kids na rin na yon, sila rin yung mga naging part rin ng team ko for my future projects. And Also, big part rin talaga yung education ko. Kaya ako napunta. So, ayun, balik tayo sa college life na aside from building my own team, yung networks, thanks to our mentor, our great mentor, Mr. Eric Pineda, I think siya rin malaking yung ginampanan niyang role for my career kasi I did apprenticeship for him for like 3 years, 3 to 4 years. So binibitbit niya ako into musical theater shows. He did the costume designs, and then I would do the assistants. I mas natutunan ko doon yung pagpapatakbo, and then I would enter his shop. Ako yung nagsi-supervise ng fabrication. Sometimes he would let me pick the fabrics. And yun, I was really empowered nung naranasan ko yun under the mentorship of Sir Eric Pineda. And then after I graduated, because yung thesis ko, I did set design. Kasi sabi ko, costume design, medyo matagal ko na siyang ginagawa, and I can do it at home. Kasi I have my machines, kaya ko siyang gawin at home, at my own time. So, after I graduated, sabi ko, I want to focus on set design. So, nung thesis, nag-set design rin ako for my thesis, which is Palacio ni Valentin. And then, so yun, I started really working as set designer for events and yung mga like mall exhibitions. So, I did that for 6 months, and then medyo na burn out ako doon. So, and then luckily, Mr. Gino Gonzalez messaged me if I wanted to work for him for a project with Sir Nonon Padilla, which is also my director for my thesis. And I gladly said yes. And that was on my birthday. So, parang naging birthday gift ko yun sa sarili ko, my freedom, my creative freedom na bumalik ulit sa theater and sa ganong larangan ng pagde-design. So, doon 2017, doon na nag-start na unti-unti akong nakatanggap ng mga projects, especially for ads and for theater. So for theater, sometimes I would do both set design and costume design, or sometimes the entire thing, which is scenography. And may nabuo rin kaming mga team or groups na like the Be Our Guest Theatricals. Yung ginagawa namin is we do theater productions, which we bring sa mga international theater festival. So I'm the parang resident scenographer there. And then, because of the pandemic, of course, nagkaroon ng halt with live performances and productions. So, ginamit ko yung experience ko with doing ads para mag-transition and mag-shift into film designing. Because, though, plan ko talaga na gawin yon. But when I was younger, I thought I wasn't ready because yung puyatan, yung process kasi it's very different from theater. Theater kasi we do it like 3 to 4 months of preparation, but sometimes for film, it's really fast paced. Mas mabilis yung pacing sa filmmaking. So I felt that I was ready already. So yun, pumasok na ako in film designing, and actually Ten Little Mistresses is not my first film na ginawa ko. Meron pang iba pero they're not released yet. So I think one is announced already. One is Katleya Killer. I think it will be shown anytime this year. And then another film with Derek Kanakan. So yun yung first ko actually with Janine Gutierrez. So it's best of show. Gumawa naman ako doon ng maraming gowns din. Yun. So, abangan na lang natin yun. So, ayun, ngayon, pinagsasabay ko yung theater and film designing. So, right now, I'm doing, we're shooting another Netflix series. Nasa gitna ako ng shoot ngayon. And, Yes, and yeah, kaka-open lang ng Walang Aray sa Peta Theater. So yon, yun yung parang journey ko into designing from a big fan of Lady Gaga, Little Monster. And
Little monster
ngayon,
ka
yeah,
pala.
yes.
Galing. Ay sige, go. Go, John. You were saying.
How about you, JD? Ikaw naman, what was your journey from
Um, okay. So I was born and raised in Brunei, and Brunei is a Muslim and very conservative country. But both of my parents are Filipino, and they're both artists also. So my dad's a painter, and my mom's an event organizer. And because Brunei lacked its resources in manpower or artists, I would say, um, at a young age, my mom was training me already to do the things that she was doing in her events. And so there was one time she asked me to draw a cake. And then after 1 week, I saw my drawing come to life. And then, so that's the moment that sparked joy for me in design. And then it moved to um, costumes for the debutantes, invitation designs, table designs, centerpieces. So I started in events. And since I got a little taste of all the different parts of events and designing, um, I had a hard time choosing what I wanted to pursue. That's why I ventured into makeup and costumes, and then photography, videography. And then I moved to the Philippines back in 2015 for college. And yes, I went to Benilde also with Kuya J-Lo. And since our professors are professional practitioners, once they see something with a student, if they see potential in a student, that's when they involve or bring the students out in the industry with to work with them. And so for me, I started in theater in the Philippines here. I started working with Atlantis Theatrical. And I started as an intern for wigs. I had no interest in wigs. They were just looking for interns, and wigs were the only open spot for me. So then I tried it out, and I did enjoy it. That was back in 2017 until it later progressed where I was doing props, costumes, and then makeup as well. And actually, J-Lo and I knew of each other back in college already, but we only started becoming closer 2021, 2021. Yeah. And we were going back through the works that we have done. And we didn't notice that we did a show back in 2019 where he was the costume and I was the head pieces and wigs also. That was for Madagascar the musical. So this was really a full circle moment for us to be working with each other again. And um yeah, so for Atlantis, I was one of my highlights for makeup was when I was the personal hair and makeup artist for Lea Salonga and Jet Pangan for Sweeney Todd and Soler. And then same with Kuya J-Lo, our mentor is Sir Eric Pineda. And he also brought me with his team, and I I started making headpieces for him. It started with M Butterfly and it moved on to um the SEA Games opening. I did the headpiece for the Sari Manok, and then the pandemic came, so there was a pause, and then um it was 2020, yeah, 2021 when Kujelo messaged me, and we started collaborating again. So yeah, that was my journey for design.
All right. For this next question, let's ask Karen to ask it now. And this is
Yes.
yeah. And this is for the benefit of our listeners siguro na hindi sila masyadong familiar sa job description niyo. Sige, go ahead, Karen.
Yes, I realized I didn't introduce myself kanina. So yes, hello, I'm Karen May of Kraken May. Also, I have a question before that, but more of a comment. So like when JLo mentioned, Little Monster, Lady Gaga, like when I look at the costumes, lalo na sa 10 Little Mistresses, it reminds me of Telephone with Beyonce.
Yeah.
Like it gave me that vibe. So I was wondering if that was like also inspired. Was that like a video you liked also?
Yeah, I think Lady Gaga has been always a part of me. So though hindi siya conscious decision when we were doing the designs for 10 Little Mistresses. Probably because of that too. So, yun.
Ayan, yeah, super ganyan yung aesthetics. So, speaking of sets, so nanggaling kayo pareho from theater and now you transition to film sets. So, for the benefit nga of everyone who's not privy to the scope of responsibilities with costume designing and wig designing, like, can you talk us through how it is to go about the process, from planning and designing, and what happens when the director wants you to like tweak a bit? So we could start with you again, JLo, and then JD.
All right. Because yung training namin ni JD is more into theater, we kind of applied it in working for film too. Though those are two different media. Yung process is kind of the same. Though yun nga, sabi ko mas mabilis lang talaga sa filmmaking yung proseso. But of course we start especially for this one, I really started chewing on and digesting the text. Because sa training namin, text talaga yung pinaka-importante. We serve the script, we design for the play or for the film. So we read the script many times before we even do the sketching or rough drawings. So we do a lot of script reading, and then we do the breakdowns, and then tsaka kami gagawa ng design concept. And that design concept would be the unifying factor for all the designs that we would do, because sometimes the design process can be very chaotic, lalo na kapag nagsabay-sabay with the production, with the fittings, and lahat na ng kabisihan na mangyayari sa isang projects. So the design concept would really hold everything and put you on ground of your design process. And to talk about the design concept of 10 Little Mistresses, I pitched to Direct Jun Lana that I wanted to treat the entire movie as a pageant. Because first, the beginning of the script, when the Queridas or when the mistresses were presented, alam ko na there would be a competition amongst all of them. So I initially thought, okay, I want to make this a pageant. So we appropriated every segment of a pageant to every scene of the film. So for example, the opening is gonna be like their national costume na makikilala natin yung characters, and then the evening gown dun sa dining scene, and then the swimwear, so and so on. And then going back, talking about the design process, costume designing is though there is a certain process that we follow, it's non-linear. Sometimes we would go back and then revise and then look at the designs again. So we start from, of course, reading the script and then doing the design concept, and then we after we do the design concept, that's when we do the board, our board, the mood board, and then we do the rough sketches. And then from the rough sketches, doon na siya nagde-develop into renderings. So we render and then we show it to the director if okay yung looks na mangyayari. And then from the renders that's when we also plan the logistics of the fabrication and the shooting process. Because for example, the big hats, the big dresses, of course, I needed to show it really early to Direct June and to the actors and the actresses, so that as early as the design phase pa lang, they're already aware uh, kung ano yung susuotin nila, ano yung magiging itsura nila. Because as a costume designer, it is also my responsibility to restrict or to allow my actors and actresses on how they're gonna move. So these costumes are not just just visual elements, but also mechanisms on how could I help the actors to do their thing. And then so yon, and then we do the fittings, look tests, and then some revisions, and then we shoot it. And in the process of filmmaking, I think sobrang importante ng ginagampanan ng costume designer, because film is a visual medium. And I think here in the Philippines, there are not much films where costuming or the looks of the characters are somehow really studied, and because sa amin, the most important thing is when you first see the character, you would know, okay, dito siya galing, ito yung gusto niyang gawin, ito yung pupuntahan niya, ito siya. So it's really character building, aside from really creating a visual spectacle for the film. And I think costuming is also one aspect na medyo na underappreciate or hindi masyadong natututukan, especially here in the Philippines. And makikita natin siya the way costume departments are given budget. So kung paano nababudgetan. Kasi I believe doon, mapapansin mo pa lang kung anong klaseng budget or kung anong klaseng time yung naibibigay sa isang department, kung gaano sila napapahalagahan and nabibigyan ng power sa isang project. And I'm really thankful dito sa project na to, because we were given, though I understand na pumasok kami sa project with just enough time, with really ample time to work on these. But our producer, si Kuya Omar, si Miss Jen, and si Direct June would always listen to us if we have concerns, if we think that this thing would work better for the project or for the film. So na-feel namin dito yung that we are in the right project. And talking about the revisions, if sometimes may gustong hingin or may gustong baguhin yung director, it always goes down into negotiations. Because I believe as a designer, I don't want to be a supplier when I work on two projects. I don't want to be a person who would just listen to the director and then, okay po, I'll do this and then I'll give you this. Because of course, I also have plans. I also have vision na from the beginning of the process pa lang is I already align it with my director. So very crucial yung first phase ng kapag nagtatrabaho ako into projects, that gusto ko umpisa pa lang nakukuha ko na yung even sa design concept pa lang aligned na kami ng director, so that the next phases of designing would be easier, or not easier, but will be smoother, because there will be challenges, problems midway, pero mas madali siyang isolve because meron kayong babalikan lagi, which will be the design concept na ina-align ko sa directorial concept. So yon, if there are revisions, may kailangan negotiate, pag-uusapan, and always we come up to an agreement na okay, what if this and then we produce it. So there. For example, um, the pool scene, nanggaling lang yon sa isang production meeting namin. The looks for the pool scene wasn't supposed to be like that. Iba yung, and I admit yung pool scene isa sa mga design chunk or cluster na medyo nahihirapan ako when I was doing the 10 Little Mistresses. So may different goal ako sa design ng pool scene, and then and I admit nung time na yon hindi rin ako happy and satisfied with the ideas na napoproduce ko. And then one meeting with Direk Junla na nagbibiruan kami, and then parang nag joke lang kami na what if gawin natin tong Victoria's Secret, itong eksena na to. So ayun, ginawa namin Victoria's Secret yung like Victoria's Secret Angels yung mga Kiridas for that part.
Ang cute.
Yeah.
Actually, may tanong ko dun sa pool scene, pero
Alright.
mamaya na. Si ano muna, si JD.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, to wrap it up, costume designers are also visual storytellers in the industry. We help the text, the director, the producers to really drive the narrative from the first time that we see the characters until they really close the film up to the credits, kung paano natin sila makikita. So there.
Yay!
And so, in my part naman, for my process, actually, I really enjoy creating headpieces kasi that's really like my line in terms of design, more than costumes. I really enjoy headpieces. But at first, I was really afraid to pursue this line because of the opportunities that are with it. And I was afraid that it won't work so much in the Philippines. And then thankfully, I was given this opportunity also with Kujelo and the theater industry here. So our process is almost the same as Kujelo said. It's just a lot faster in film. And for my process naman, we all start with studying the text, and for the headpieces, I had to take inspiration from Kujelo's costume designs. Though he has initial designs for the headpieces already, he still gave me the creative freedom to play around with how I wanna create the pieces for the headpieces and for the wigs. And then what else? It was really fun because there was no restrictions whatsoever. Direct June wanted it really loud, really big, really colorful. He really let us have fun with designing for this. And then for alterations and revisions, the only struggle with the headpieces were its weight, because it was really huge and heavy. Sometimes the actors had a problem with it, but its size really adds to the character kasi kaya sometimes wala, they had to tiis na lang with the weight of the headpieces. So yeah, that's all I can add for the design process.
I wanna add to JD's story. Kasi when we were doing 10 Little Mistresses, we're in our studio. So magkasama kami, para kami naka-lock in for a month to really produce all of these requirements. So sometimes he would worry na, Tia J-Lo, okay na ba to? This size or this material would be really heavy. And then I would say, no, lakihan mo pa kasi mas nakakatawa if that would be bigger, or kasi yun yung kailangan nung characters, yun yung kailangan nung pelikula. So yun yung binibigay namin.
Nice. Ano, yung sa question ko pala sa pool scene, it's very interesting that you guys mentioned na para siyang Victoria's Secret model. Kasi sabi ko, di ba, since we're obviously sa umpisa pa lang nung film, makikita mo na very important yung role nung costumes and nung headdress. Kasi there's so many mistresses and you couldn't tell them apart kung simple lang yung mga outfits nila, ganyan. And technically, if kerida ka, 10 kayo, ganyan. Technically, isa lang purpose nyo, di ba? Maging kerida, ganyan. So for me, it was so interesting, no bias, na nung sa pool scene, ganun yung outfit nila. Parang they're all similar, different lang ng colors. And para talaga sila nasa contest. So, was that like the major consensus na, okay, since kaya tayo pipili ng Victoria's Secret type of way of expressing them dun sa scene na yun. Kasi yung scene na yun, di ba? Sorry guys, spoiler alert. Instead of grieving, they're not grieving. That was their way of like coping, ganyan. And they
Yeah.
couldn't cope because, the lookalike is there, ganyan. So, yun ba yun? Yun yung concept doon on how you guys were able to pull that scene off.
Yeah, if you see the design journey nung 10 Little Mistresses, of course we start making really individual and very different outfits for all of them until we come up sa breakfast scene. Because very important yung breakfast scene for me, because dun sila nagkaroon parang for the first time in the movie, dun sila nagkaroon ng interactions all together. Dun sila nagkaroon ng discussions, ng sagutan, because from the beginning we would see na nagkakaroon ng bantering between 'di ba, dalawa, so bihira yung interactions amongst all of them. So sa breakfast scene, and nabanggit ko to dun sa interview with Karen before, na even in the color planning nung movie, we made them na 100, like 100 red, 100 yellow, 100 pink per character. And then kapag dating na ng breakfast, then we did it 70-30. So 70 of their own color, and then 30% color of other characters. And then sa pool scene, that's when nabablur out na yung color assignments nila. Doon na sila nagkapalit-palit ng color, and then we would see the fabrics almost similar. They're all in tie-dyes. So para na silang nasa isang production number na because that's the scene, yung pool scene, yun yung eksena na somehow nagkakaroon na sila ng agreement amongst all of them. And yun yung eksena na they're just carefree. So yeah, and I think yung looks rin nung pool scene, kaya ako medyo nahirapan because I needed to bitaw yung mga looks from the previous scenes. Kinailangan ko na magmukha silang really unified at this point. At the same time, may nagkakahiraman na ng kulay ng looks dun sa eksena na yun.
Alright. Yun nga, napansin ko din, especially dun sa una, no? Yung parang comparison ko, yung kunyari sa another mystery film, Glass Onion, parang malalaman mo yung personality ng tao kung paano nila binuksan yung puzzle. Parang ganun, pero costumes. Yung paglabas pa lang nila sa motorcade nila, motorcade talaga, malalaman mo yung malalaman mo dun yung parang yung personality nila, kung ano yung dun, base dun sa number one, yung itsura nila. Pangalawa, yung di ba, yung isa sa kanila, yung si Chris Bernal, di ba, ginagaya niya yung look
Right.
ni Agot. So parang doon medyo may infer mo na yung personalities din nila. Yun yung, wala lang. Yun lang yung para sa akin. Ayun. Punta tayo, I guess, tama ba? Punta tayo sa next question for both of you. Then, which of the mistresses had you the most fun designing costumes or wigs for? So, sino yung pinaka-fun mag-design? Yung sinong character yung pinaka-fun i-design yung costumes niya? Kung
Naglalagay
meron.
kami disclaimer na ano to.
Well, no bias.
Creatively lang. No
No
bias.
No bias.
At
Creatively lang.
anong minutes na? At 35, blah, blah, blah. May
The views
ma-reveal.
expressed by. Ayan.
Ikaw muna,
Sino
JD.
ang favorite? Yes.
Sige, JD,
Ako,
sige.
sige. Go, JD.
Ikaw muna.
Okay. Of course, each and every one of them, working with them, iba-iba eh. And when we were doing their fittings, some of them ma-acquire na agad yung character, and some of them would do questions pa like paano to, bakit ganito, and then we would explain na ito kasi yung pinanggalingan ng character and such. Pero just working on certain outfit alone, I really enjoyed doing Lady G and Helga's outfit. So those two were my favorites. Yung Lady G, especially the evening outfit for Lady G, because I love working with non-traditional materials. And yung Lady G outfit, sabi ko talaga, sorry na talaga kay Christian Bables, pero this is gonna weigh really, really heavy yung coat dress niya sa evening, because meron siyang mga fiber fill. So basically it's like a mattress na naglalakad. So and it was very challenging kasi hindi kinaya ng tatlong tao na gawin yung isang outfit na yon, but there were like 5 or 6 of us na nakahawak dun sa buong dress habang tinatahi siya, because it was really heavy. And then we fill it, and then yung pattern making rin nun, because though I have pattern makers for my works, ako lagi nangunguna na no, gusto ko ako gagawa ng pattern nito because ito yung gusto kong mangyaring silhouette. So sometimes I would cut the fabrics myself and then do the patterns. And yun yung pinaka-exciting for me, because amongst the other looks, isa siya sa mga pinaka non-conventional in terms of the silhouette. And for Helga's outfit, because I love doing, really femme fatale na looks. So, and it's red, and I know even for stage and for screen, red would really scream. So, nung nagfitting kami with Miss Agot, and when she wore that two of Helga's outfit, yung opening and yung evening, I said talaga na, oh my God, ito na siya. Andito na si Helga, and the fit for her was perfect. So, yun. Sobrang saya. And then for other queridas, for other mistresses, ang saya kasi kapag sinusuot na nila, makikita mo na nagta-transform na sila into their characters. Isa ring masayang moment namin is with Mamang Pokwang. So, kwento ko lang na nung dumating siya sa fitting, medyo hindi pa tapos yung outfit niya. And I think isa siya sa mga last naming pinit. And talagang yun na yung time na nagra-rush na kami na matapos yung mga outfits. And medyo hindi pa tapos yung kanya. Pero nung pumasok siya, sobrang kinakabahan ako na, oh my God, baka mamaya hindi niya magustuhan kasi hindi pa tapos. Pero, she was really collaborative na sabi niya, paano ba to? Paano ko aanuhin to? Paano ko maglalakad? Ganyan. Pwede ba akong gumanyan? And sobrang saya. Tapos, we would play music. Tapos, sasayaw-sayaw lang kami habang nagpipitting. So, it was really fun working with all of them.
Ang cute. Parang ang saya nung kay Pokwang kasi, spoiler alert again, yung sa scene na sinabi, nagpa-botox daw siya, tas ayaw nila maniwala. Parang ako, hindi ako naniniwala nagpa-botox siya. Kasi that was her look
Yeah,
way before hanggang
Mm.
ngayon. And her
correct.
body is just still the same. So ang galing siya lang may kaya mag-pull off ng gold all over.
Correct.
Dun sa ano.
Tsaka pinagtatawanan rin niya yung ano, yung outfits niya. So, nakatulong rin sa amin kung paano namin lalagyan ng dadagdagan ng humor yung outfit. For
Mm.
example, yung evening outfit niya, dome shaped siya. So, parang kumakanta kami ng ano, ng kampana ng simbahan, tapos umiikot-ikot siya. Oh my God, parang ganda kami lalaki.
Kasi Belle, tas
Yes.
ang cute. How about you, JD?
Ayun.
Moment of truth.
Um, Same as what Kujelo said. Designing, well, the goal for this kasi, that was one thing I noticed during the fitting. Then, we had the actors ask, ikaw ba yung designer ko? Ikaw ba, they, in the beginning, they thought na they had their own designer, but they didn't know na Kujelo was the designer for all the Kiridas. That's why that was an amazing moment also. And
Wow.
what was a challenge was that I mentioned to Karen, our goal was to make it look like they had their own designers. So that was the challenge, to separate each character but still make it cohesive in a sense. So I had my journey with each of them. Like today, example, today I will only do Babette because I had to also put myself in Babette's character to feel um her story, to understand if this is something she would wear, if this is something that will look good on her. So yun, my answer personally, the most fun was creating Babette's pieces because she had um the widest range of materials, I would say, in terms of the pieces that she wore. Like in her opening, she had a wig, and then she had a dragon on her shoulders. For the evening, she had jewelry naman, wire, caged, like headpiece, neck piece, shoulder piece, and arm jewelry, and then in the breakfast scene, she had the butterfly and branches. So her pieces were really changing every scene. So I had the most fun with Babette's pieces.
Kwento ko lang din na when we were in the process of production, syempre may unang matatapos and then may mga mahuhuli. And then kapag may matatapos kaming isang outfit or isang headpiece, tapos feeling namin na medyo lulubog or medyo makukulangan naman tayo dun sa mga unang natapos, then na-adjust kami. So pinaglalaban-laban rin namin yung mga gawa namin when throughout the process na, oh my God, masyadong pasabog tong kay ganito. So
Yes,
kailangan
yes,
natin
yes.
ayusin yung kay ganito kasi kailangan lumaban rin siya. So yon, competition rin siya during the process.
Nice.
Alright.
Next question. Yeah.
Ito huli kong tanong. Actually, it's more of a comment na rin na pwede nyo anuhin. Kasi this stems from a conversation I had with a fellow film, reviewer, si Manny Pangaroy, friend of the podcast, na nanote niya na sa lahat ng mga major award-giving bodies natin, Urian, I think, FAMAS, wala silang category specifically for costume design. Para nakabalot siya with production design. Pero of course, production design is a very general term. Ang daming different aspects of production design that are not just limited to, dressing up sets, ganyan. It's also, yan nga, costumes, wigs. Um, I guess din napansin ko din sa mga ewan ko siguro sinalumang ano to, pero nung pag tumitingin ka ng TV, usually yung hindi naman sa usually, minsan yung mga costumes, kunyari ganitong actors outfit provided by pen shop, ganyan. Kunyari ganun. So parang may parang sponsors na nagbibigay instead of yung talagang tutok na may design intent, kumbaga, or may intent behind the styling na nakikita natin in some films. Kunyari, yung films ni I guess one example is Decision to Leave, di ba? Yung costumes nila deliberately may kulay yan that reflects their characters. Pero sa atin, parang hindi siya masyadong napagtutuunan ng pansin to that level until yun nga nakita ko tong 10 Little Mistresses na talagang matingkad na talagang lumabas yung personality or yung parang pagkatali ng storytelling doon din sa costume design and also wig design and etc. I guess para na rin what do you think fellow production designers, costume designers can do moving forward to to further para i-push yung art form or yung practice na ganito na hindi lang basta bigay lang ng suot.
Right.
Oo.
Yeah. Yun, I think naging part na rin kasi siya, though, I'm new to filmmaking. But I've observed dun sa mga taong nakakausap ko, sa mga nakakasama ko na ganun nga yung kultura na may magbabasa ng characters and then they would just do pegs and then send it to a certain stylist and then yung per stylist naka-assign sila sa different actors. And sometimes the goal is to really make the actors or the actresses look good on screen. To make them really marketable and sellable, of course. And minsan nakakalimutan yung that the things that we do here is really storytelling. So yeah, I think what we just need to continue doing is to really demand our place and our position in doing projects like these. And of course, kaakibat ng pagde-demand is to really deliver na kung ano yung kailangan and kung ano yung maitutulong mo dun sa production because many of the times yun nga like what you said na hindi nabibigyang pansin yung costume department, sometimes talagang wardrobe lang. So minsan nagugulat sila na may costume designer na papasok and madalas tinatawag kaming stylist, but of course I would ipaglalaban ko yung position ko na no, I'm not a stylist here, I'm a costume designer. Because those are two different responsibilities. Styling for film is different from doing really costume design. So yun, I think it's a matter of yung kahit na maliit na bagay that we are acknowledged as costume designers, that we are credited as costume designers, so that people, audiences would see dun sa credits na may costume designer, and then magkakaroon ng visibility and ng voice and power yung community dun sa paggawa ng projects. But of course, not to credit yung mga costume designers na nauna sa amin. Of course, our mentors, sila yung mga talagang isa sa mga nakikipaglaban, and I think kami rin na ngayon ay kailangan rin patuloy na ipaglaban yung presence namin and yung kakayahan namin in doing our craft in sa pagpapalago ng film industry. So yon. And actually, ay nalaman ko lang din na walang best costume design sa major award-giving bodies when we were doing 10 Little Mistresses. Of course, kami nila JD, sabi, oh my God, grabe syempre nung tapos na kami, sabi namin, oh my God, grabe tong nagawa natin. So, are we expecting? Of course, we should expect. Diba? Syempre, not ipasantabi natin yung pagiging humble. But of course, we know that we delivered, we served in
Yes.
this project. So we searched. And then doon namin nakita na, oh yeah, wala nga. So actually narinig rin namin kayo nung napag-usapan ninyo yon. And I was like, yeah.
Oh, wala. Oh.
And of course, may feeling of inggit nga dun sa other countries or other states that or other award giving bodies na na-acknowledge yung costume design sa paggawa ng pelikula, because when I entered college, isa talaga sa mga ginawa ko is kilalanin yung mga international costume designers like Milena Canonero, Sandy Powell, sila Colleen Atwood. And then nung kinikilala ko sila, and of course Eiko Ishoka, nung kinikilala ko sila, I would say na bakit parang wala tayong masyadong mga ganito sa Pilipinas? Wala tayong masyadong mga Colleen Atwood na when you see a film, alam mo na binuo nila yung mga damit para sa pelikula at hindi lang, pinadala, hiniram or iba-ibang supplier. So, yon.
Ayun.
What I'd like to add to what KJ said na I find it that it's an honor that we get to have this responsibility to continue what our mentors have created, to continue this journey in storytelling for costumes. Because and one quote I want to say that I really go by, and especially something that QJ and I did, was in the Philippines. This is for the Philippine industry. When you cannot find inspiration, you be the inspiration. So that's what we are trying to be in the costume industry and film also. So yeah.
All right. Ayan. So, yun. Next question. Sino magtatanong na next question?
Si Karen. Si
Oh,
Karen.
yan.
Okay.
So, yun lang. Gusto ko lang sabihin na with a resounding tama, I think I can echo yung sentiments ni John, and says that we are also pushing for promoting the visibility of costume design in the local film industry. I think that's why I was super excited rin to co-host for this interview. Kasi nga, yun nga, it like you said, like in other countries, diba? Like you can identify kind of like the footprint, the fashion footprint of the costume designer based on the movie. Like sabi mo, si ganon yan. So, in connection with that, but also before that, dahil nasabi ni Ces na si Pokong Lukso, Golden Gold, I just wanna shout out because JD was also in gold sa premiere. Naka-gold spike siya.
Oh, wow.
About it, si J-Lo naman yung parang sparkly na flowers. Okay, you guys want to talk about it rin muna? Yung outfits nyo?
Heck.
Okay,
Drake.
hindi. Ikaw muna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so ayun nga. So I wanted to pay homage to one of the scenes in the movie, which was the funeral scene. So I actually I wasn't sure what the theme was or what people were gonna wear. What I was just thinking was I want to take a photo with the costumes, and I want to match the energy of how grand the costumes were. So that's what I prepared, and then I went with black and gold to match the funeral scene, and then that was for my outfit that night.
All right, for me naman, that look, it's not new. I've worn that for my interview rin, for Prime Video. Kasi I wasn't supposed to be there sa premiere because nasa like what I said, may lock-in shoot ako ngayon. So tumakas lang talaga ako sa shoot. And buti pinayagan ako to attend the premiere. So I just wore what kung ano yung ginawa ko for the Prime Video. And I'm a black and white person in terms of my outfits. Medyo allergic ako sa colors. For myself, because I work with colors a lot. So I think black and white, you see this room, black and white. So yon. And that kind of corsage, yung brooch na sinuot ko, is actually supposed to be part of Lilith's outfit. So yung second outfit, yung third outfit ni Lilith, I was supposed to put that yung rhinestone, floral rhinestone na yun sa belt. But I thought it works better without that. So nilagay ko siya sa damit ko.
It works better on me.
Yeah.
Ayan,
So,
mga signs.
Kasi parang may
Sure.
Babette inspired kasi the gold. But also, diba may personal inspiration yun yung kay JD. So yun, interesting lang for me. It's like silver-ish and then gold. Ayun. So, we're talking about nga, diba, like costume designers are like really recognized in other countries. So, what were some of the favorites? I know we talked about this, but for the benefit of the listeners, like what were some of the favorite ones you both have internationally, but also locally? Baka we can delve into the local part as well. Baka may mga other designs rin kayo na that you like. So baka we can start with J-Lo and then JD.
Alright, for me, I really look up to Eiko Ishoka. Her works for Dracula, for The Immortals, because I watched The Immortals when I was studying Greek costumes, yung history of Greek costumes, and I watched The Immortals, I was like, oh my God, sobrang layo neto sa accurate Greek outfits, but she pulled it off. So I was really amazed, and she would put her iconic technique in all of her works. And of course, Milena Caninero in Marie Antoinette, when she discussed that the inspiration for all of the Rococo outfits are really from the cakes and pastries. So and of course, Colleen Atwood and Sandy Powell, sila talaga yung mga sinusundan ko in terms of costume designing. And for the local scene, I would say na mas evident siya sa TV. Of course, Encantadia. I would not be here if not because of Encantadia. So yeah, that's I think Sir Rodel Cruz, the production designer, and I guess the ones rin supervise ng costumes. Yeah, so mas dun sa mga fantaseries, mas nabibigyan ng power rin yung costume designers. Of course, the Darna, the costumes for Darna ni Angel Locsin, yeah, even yung mga guest villains are so great. So yon.
And JD, how about you?
For me,
Costume designs, yeah.
an inspiration really is Schiaparelli, as I took inspiration for my outfit sa premiere night also. And then I have costume designer of Cruella, Jenny Bevan, and costume designer of Wakanda Forever, Ruth Carter. I really enjoy extravagant, out of this world costumes more than really, I just really enjoy those alien type costumes that you can't really buy, more that you have to really create it.
Yes, yung The Cell. That's Eiko Ishoka.
I love the cell, grabe.
Yeah.
Yung outfits ni J-Lo doon.
Yes.
Well, syempre, she can pull it off. Pero it added that atmosphere of, of fear and
Mhm.
isolation. So,
Yun, Ses.
ayun.
Yung last
Ako na,
question, ikaw. Ikaw
oh,
na.
last question. Pero pala, ayun. So, since nasa dulo na tayo, pwede na tong hindi malaman ng mga hindi pa nakakapanood ng 10 Little Mistresses. Sino sa inyo ang nag-decide na maging blue ang mata ni ano? Or was that just Direct June Lana's idea na, bigyan ng blue contacts yan si si Uge, ganon. Hi, Direct.
Yeah. Yes,
Ah,
it's Derek Jones. It's in the script. So nakasulat talaga siya sa script
oh.
na blue yung mata ni Lily. So, nung nung tinetest namin yung iba't ibang blue for Miss Uge, yung natural eye color niya na blue yung pumasa. So,
Mm.
yung mata niya talaga is blue sa totoong buhay. So, yun yung na-approve. Sabi niya nga, yun yung natural niyang kulay ng
Yun nga.
mata. So, yun nga,
Ang
hindi na natin kailangan
cute.
mag-contacts. Ay, Miss
Nice.
Uge,
Ayun. Hi
nasuportahan ko
po.
yung niya.
Yung decision niya sa buhay,
Yes,
no?
yes.
So ako so my last question or our last question for this episode is, do you have any dream collaborations or any projects na parang sana bigay yun sa akin, ganun. Either film or theater and international or local. Parang wow, sana sa Marvel ako, ganun. Or
Can I
no, no.
start?
Yeah, go.
Um, KJ was my senior in college, and I honestly I took the wrong, not na naman wrong course. Pero my original course in college was a different course from design. And then I watched one show when I entered college, my first theater show in college. And then when I watched that show, I was like, I think I'll stay in this course. I think this is what I want to do. And that was Kuya J-Lo's thesis. And I did not know who Kuya J-Lo was yet. And so for the longest time, I wanted to work with him. So I think my dream checklist is ticked for this part. I got to work with Kuya J-Lo for this project.
Oh, parang unlimited subscription yung pambobola niya sa'yo, Jalen.
True.
Lifetime. Ang cute. Okay. Anyone else before we let JLo answer that question? Do you have like future projects or like wish list na project that you wanted to work on? Either makeup, photography, videography, you name it.
Well, of course, I really want to work and make costumes for movies internationally naman. I mean, this one is already considered internationally, which is crazy to me also to be part of this. Pero I really want to make costumes for Hollywood, yeah. And Broadway, yes.
And Broadway, wow. Nice. How about you, JLo? Who's your nasa wish list mo na hindi mo pa na-check?
Ako, because I've done musicals for theater, I want to do a musical film naman. So, yon. And also, I want to do a horror film na, makikita rin natin yung costumes telling, the character stories. Yeah. And also, marami pa akong gustong gawin So, gumawa ng period film dito rin sa Philippines. Or a Philippine period film na internationally produced. But yeah, yung nasa top ng list ko ngayon is a musical film. I want to do a musical film.
So what if, 'di ba horror, you mentioned horror. Tapos sabihin natin zombie. So, sabihin na natin, si Last of Us, they changed the zombie game by, doing that thing. So kung ikaw, yun ang assignment sa'yo, gawin mo akong zombie film without it looking like your typical zombie film, what would you do?
I need to read the
Budget.
script first.
Sorry, this...
Yeah.
Oh, pang-pageant. Tapos, years later, nakagawa ka, no? I'd like to shout out. Charot.
Yeah.
Episode 155. Ganun.
True.
Ayun, wala lang. Yun lang. So, how about you, gals and guys? Do you have any questions? Anything else you'd like to ask JD and JLo?
Questions for you?
Ay, hindi, si John, tsaka si
Okay.
Karen.
Pero kung may tanong kayo sa amin, okay lang
May
din.
tanong ba kayo sa amin?
Let us know.
Oo. Ano ba kayong gusto itanong sa amin? I think ako okay na. I'm solved. I'm so
Okay.
thankful to have you guys here on our show. Yay! And
Yay,
I
thanks
hope,
so much.
malay nyo, this inspires, other costume designers out there to get out of their shell.
Right.
Kasi before, 'di ba, in Filipino films, usually it's just a color. Like, pagkakabit ka, dapat ganito yung color. Now, you guys, leveled up the game. So,
Mm-mm.
congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to mention also, we are both teaching in Benilde.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I teach costume design and set design too. JD's
Wow.
teaching. Yeah, go.
Hair and makeup, and those headpieces were also part of my team, were some of my students also. So it was really really nice to be teaching while creating at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, many of our interns, many of yung part ng team namin are also our students. That's why, we're really aligned and medyo napadali nun yung proseso ng paggawa.
Ayun.
So, yun, if ever you guys are listening, wanna, study costume design and wig makeup and photography, enroll na. Biglang naging member.
We are not
Sponsor
affiliated
us
with
with
Benilde,
Benilde.
but
With
Yeah.
Benil.
Sponsored by
Baka naman.
Benilde.
Baka naman, Benil. Ayun. So, wala na akong tatanong. John, were you about to say, or Karen, may tatanong ka pa ba sa kanila?
I guess although yun nga, sa genre films talaga lumilitaw yung costume design kasi lalo na kung horror, sci-fi, period pieces, fantasy, kailangan ka mag-invento ng costume that, fits characters na hindi normally nakikita mo, na hindi mo nabibili sa store, kumbaga. Although, in some films din, romance films, ganyan, I think costume design and hair and makeup is still very important din.
Right.
Para...
Yeah, and to mention, ganun yung ginagawa kong series ngayon. Itong sinushoot namin ngayon, it's a Netflix series and cooking, cooking, nasa culinary siya, though it's also we would say it's a rom-com cooking series. So, very challenging din yung mga ganitong projects kung paano ko rin ipapakita dun sa pelikula. So, yeah. Importante kami sa pelikula.
Correct. Sana po ma-recognize. Sabihan ko na SFFR. Guys.
Yun nga. Kasi yun nga, the reason why we made this series then is yung parang films are not just the actors and the director. Parang it takes a village talaga to make a film.
Right.
Correct.
And, ayun, we're very thankful to have you both with us today. So thank you very much for joining our little podcast.
Thank you, Ren, for having us
Thank you for having
both.
us.
Ayun.
Yay! Yun lang. And, go dyan.
Ayun. So, ayan, Karen, do you have anything, final words? Ganun.
It's more technical. Ano ba yung pinaka-unusual? I know, I feel like na-mention nyo na rin, pero ano yung pinaka-unusual material na ginamit nyo na hindi typically ginagamit sa fashion? Sa mga costumes? May material ba?
Secret. Joke lang.
Kulangot. Charot.
Maybe not on this project, pero kasi when I do theater shows, we know naman that the budget is really lower. So to achieve this kind of effect, we would explore onto cheaper materials or materials that are already available around us. So I've done costumes made ano siya, pre-pandemic. And it didn't open because of the pandemic. We were supposed to open, I think, March 11. I did a show nagawa sa mga eco bags, yung eco bag fabrics, yung costumes, because I wanted to achieve like a paper. Lahat ng costumes ay gawa sa papel. But of course, some of it are paper, some of it are that material. So yeah, and we always explore with different materials other than fabrics and the foams that we usually use.
Ayun.
Yeah, especially during the pandemic, our classes were online. Finding resources was a challenge, so it was our job to teach our students to be creative with unconventional or materials that they have around them. One that I really enjoyed was back in 2019, we did Madagascar the musical. When I was designing the wigs for that one, I was looking at them. And I was like thinking, I don't think the kids will enjoy watching this because it will, in their eyes, it will just look like normal hair. So what I did to bring it to life and give a caricature feel, I changed all the wigs. I made all the wigs out of foam so that they were larger than life and they looked like animation from the audience perspective on stage. So yeah, incorporating unconventional materials is something we do a lot.
Hey,
Nice.
that's nice to hear, diba? Kasi baka
Mm.
people feel limited because of budget constraints. So I think this is a good message to send out that, the budget doesn't matter, you have to unleash your creativity, diba? Doesn't that also inspire creativity when you have like that limited budget, lalo na? Like it makes you think outside of the box. So yun lang. Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Nice. Oo nga. Tsaka dito talagang maraming ways, or not maraming ways, but you will have to think outside of the box. So sometimes, I used to work for a production company before, and madalas si costume department talaga yung ginigipit. Ganun.
That's
Kaya
so
you
true.
really have to think outside, super duper outside, mga tipong 5 kilometers away. All right.
True.
So, any questions? Any other
You have questions for us?
Kayo, sino favorite characters niyo sa movie and why?
Hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Sige.
Sino kayo?
Ako
Sino
si
first? Sino
ano
first?
Ay,
Ses,
ako si
ikaw muna.
short lang ako. Si Carmi Martin kasi dito nabigyan siya ng justice from si Miss Bayag. Mrs. Bayag. So for
Yeah.
Sisters in a Wedding, kasi doon parang I mean, I know she's trying to be campy in comedy, ganyan-ganyan doon. Pero parang naawa ko na bakit siya yung binigyan ng ganong role? So dito kahit papaano, she stayed true to her comedic self na hindi na masyadong binababa yung sarili niya. And ayun, the outfits matched her cinematic personality. Yun.
Sa akin si
Gusto ko siya
ano,
tinitignan tuwing lalabas siya.
sa akin si Babette, si Pokwang. Kasi parang siya yung isa sa pinaka elder. Tama ba sa elder?
Elder!
Siya yung oldest sa kanilang lahat.
Nasa likod ko pala si Pokwang ngayon. Hindi. Isa siya sa pinaka well, successful siya, pero yun nga, she still nasa sway pa rin siya ni Valentine. And I guess second place sa kanya si sino bang character? To yung character ni RC.
Si Aura.
Si
Aura.
Kasi parang every scene na nandun siya, parang tini-steal niya yung scene,
Right.
yung room. And technically tama siya eh. Yun lang, spoiler ba yun? Technically tama siya.
Technically tama siya. Malapit lang sa kanya or
O basta,
ganun.
lahat ng sinasabi niya sa film ay tama.
lahat na
Ayun lang.
Bawal
Yun lang
yung
naman.
Yung sa
Tama, di
first
ba yung
one,
bowling ball, kasama ba yun sa script, di ba? Yung parang weird bowling ball.
Yung palantir niya. Yung...
Oh, kami rin gumawa nung bolang kristal niya.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Saka
So, the
na,
pero
actual
sa script,
ball, hindi pa
sa
pabigat.
script sa script naka-mention lang is bolang kristal.
okay.
Parang sabi ko, that bolang crystal is gonna be part of her look na. So, kailangan maging iconic sa kanya yon. That's why, ginawa rin na rin namin green. I didn't want to do any other color for that bolang crystal. And JD executed that bolang crystal.
Ayun. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
Ay, sorry, go
Sa
ahead.
JD.
yeah,
Saan siya gawa,
because
JD?
so the ball, actually, that was a Christmas ball that I cut off the top and then hand painted it with green to make it look like a marble. Pero yun nga, I'm seeing in TikTok now, a lot of people are saying, but may pakwan si RC. Tapos,
Akala ko bowling ball talaga.
Akala ko rin bowling ball. Kasi yung bowling ball,
Grabe yung
di
ano niya,
ba?
yung arm strength niya. Takbo
Di
siya
ba
ng
ganun kasi yung
takbo.
kulay talaga ng bowling ball? Yung medyo
Oo,
may
yung
halo
marble.
sa ano.
it's
Mm-mm.
hollow
yeah,
and
so magaan lang yon. Magaan lang
Magaan
siya.
lang siya. Ang galing.
super.
And tama ka, John. Everything she said was right. Kaya basta the big reveal na, hindi, the first big reveal, bago yung actual big reveal, sabi ko, oo nga no, sabi niya malapit lang, nasa likod niya. Tapos, basta ganun, di ba? So,
Spoilers.
sobrang
Pero,
dami ko na spoilers. Ikaw, Karen, who's your favorite?
Na-mention yun na lahat eh, pero ang hirap eh kasi gusto ko sila lahat. Like, gusto ko si Lady Gagita also. Kasi
Mm.
yung gusto ko yung vibe
Lady.
niya at saka yung
because, ganun.
Tsaka ang galing niya. Ang galing ni
everyone
Crystal
has their
Bable.
own way of like endearing themselves to me. Like even si because and
Si Adriana So.
yung kay Shirley yan, si yung nag-aanyong. Gusto ko
Si
yung outfit.
Si Munyang.
Si Munyong. Oo, ang cute niya, no?
So ako, all of the above.
All of
Pero
them.
yung favorite ko talaga, yung lagi ko minamention sa kanila, si Diva, yung gusto ko yung outfit niya, yung pink. Actually, parang sila ni Agot. Like, I just want to wear both of those outfits. It's just
Correct.
amazing. Tsaka gusto ko rin yung bangayan nila eh.
Correct. Galing. Ayun.
So,
So,
yun, 10 Little Mistresses, it's streaming on Amazon Prime. Yan. You can join
Yes.
our 5 listeners. Para naging 4 na nga yan. 6 na ba?
uy, 6 pa rin sila.
Para feel ko nabawasan na tayo ng listeners. Charot
De,
lang.
joke lang yun, joke lang.
You can find us
So,
on Spotify. We have
Spotify.
malapit na tayo mag 150, no, sis? 150.
Yay!
Oo, mga ganon.
Spotify,
Humble lang kami,
Apple
humble lang.
Podcasts, wherever you can find your podcast, hopefully.
Yeah.
And
Ayan.
we're also on Twitter, 3WCC. Yan. Follow us for shenanigans, film-related shenanigans. And
Yes, and
sige, sis.
ay, si Karen.
Karen.
Anything to promote? Sis.
Anong mga projects mo? Ganyan.
No, I write online freelance. So like I have some features, but also I have a page, so Kraken May. So I also do event.
Yes.
Plug ako. I do event hosting. So baka merong interested.
Correct. Ayan, and thank you. Ayan, and how about you, Chelo and JD?
Mga
Do you
plug
have,
yun.
Ano mga future
meron
new
ba kayong gusto
projects?
i-promote?
Hindi, pero
na maliban sa nabanggit nyo na kanina.
na parang eye to eye nasabutan nyo.
Yung mga may shout out.
Oh,
Yung mga may
Showbiz
birthday.
linggo. Ganun. Ano ba yan kay Christy per minute? Yeah. Ano ba yung
Oo.
mga future new projects?
Yeah, for me, waiting tayo sa Katleya Killer for it to be finally released. And then two movies that we shot last year, and the series that we're doing now. And of course, please watch Walang Aray at Peta Theater. It will run till May.
Ayan. GD, how about you?
I'm working currently now most of the time with Kuya J-Lo. So yeah, same.
Overlap,
Same.
overlap project.
Kung ano yon, yun na rin.
Yun na rin.
Hashtag
Go together.
Riding in tandem.
Riding in tandem.
Ingatan niyo yung mga bag ninyo.
Cute.
All right. So once again, thank you JLo and JD for joining
Thank you.
us.
Thank you, John,
so
Seth, and
much.
Karen.
Okay.
Thank
so
you.
Alis na ba?
Thank you.
Mag-picture
Oo.
tayo,
Ay,
guys.
oh, picture.
Tingnan
Sige.
yung
Game.
ayos natin.
Okay. Para
Sino-
walang magagalit na, ba't nakapikit ako dyan? Ganon.
Ano,
Sige.
iganon, sino mag-ano?
Ako.
Oh, sige,
1,
sige.
2, 3, 5. Best 10 na,
Karen ako pang
bale, game.
para maka-aura ka rin. Ayan. 1, 1, 2, 3.
Si Ses talaga
Ano,
gumanon eh. Gumanon talaga si
Last,
Ses eh.
best
Last.
5 little kabits. Little kabits.
Her
Interpretation.
stepmother. Yan.
Okay, 1, 2. Naging kabit. 1, 2, 3. Ay, ang galing. Thank you so
Ito
much.
naman. Thank you so much, JLo and JD.
Thank you, guys.
Salamat
Kita
sa
kits.
understanding. Yes, kita kits.